Hey there, high-level listeners. Welcome back to another English vocabulary video with photos and pictures.
Yes, and in today's video, we're celebrating Christmas. So we'll be learning useful Christmas vocabulary by describing lots of different Christmassy pictures, step by step.
And to help you study and review some of the vocabulary you learned in today's class, we've also prepared a picture dictionary for this lesson. You can download it by clicking on the link below in the description.
Okay, so let's have a look at our first picture. We've set up these pictures to go in order from the beginning of December up until Christmas or the end of the month. And this is the first picture. These are Christmas decorations in your city or your town. Usually this is the first thing you notice when December begins. Shopping malls, department stores like to decorate. So you can see lots of Christmas lights in this shopping mall.
So, along with using Christmas lights and decorating with lots of lights, you might see garland, some Christmas wreaths. So, the wreaths or wreaths are going to be kind of the circular, and it's usually made of pieces of the tree, or it's very pretty. A lot of people put it on their front doors. A lot of cities put it up in the town, on the main street. So we've got lots of Christmas lights, lots of trees, lots of wreaths, and we have something called garland. Garland is kind of the long, flowy pieces, and you'll see those all over town, especially at the end of November and early December.
Yeah, these types of lights are called string lights, and shopping malls use them, and you can also use them at home. It's a common thing in England on the high street or the main street in the town to put string lights over the road, usually lots and lots of them across the whole road. And there's a small event or a little ceremony to switch them on. Sometimes they invite someone famous, like a local celebrity, or even the mayor of the town will go there and push a big red button that turns on all the Christmas lights in the town. And it's turning on the Christmas lights. And it means that Christmas has really started.
So, with photo number 2, along with decorating the city, along with decorating all the shopping malls, in the United States, probably about the day after Thanksgiving and the week after Thanksgiving and the first week of December, it's time to decorate at home. So, we'll be putting up decorations. So that's kind of the action of decorating. We're putting up Christmas lights. We're putting up decorations. We've got a few different things in the picture. Now, Mark and I have a different word for this, but the little round balls, sometimes they're colorful, sometimes they're glittery. These are called ornaments. Ornaments. And we put up ornaments all over the house, on the Christmas tree. Now, they don't have to just be round or circular. We'll look at another Christmas tree later. They can be little souvenirs, little things hanging from the tree. Some of the other items you might see in the picture, of course, we've got Christmas lights, and we've got what's called garland. Garland, you'll see that in town. It's kind of like pieces of branches of trees, but it's kind of beautiful. It makes it like you bring the outside inside, so it makes it kind of festive and fun.
Yeah, you can see the garland along the top of the picture. In the UK, ornaments are the name for all the different decorations. But the balls that you can see here in English, British English, are called baubles.
Baubles.
So there's red baubles and golden baubles. They're usually Christmassy colors, and people hang baubles in the tree or put up baubles. And another type of decoration you'll see at Christmas is pine cones. You can see a couple of pine cones along the garland at the top. So yeah, just like Kat said, bringing the outside inside, making it nice and cozy. Okay, carrying on with the Christmas timeline, the next thing you might do or see closer to Christmas is a work party or a Christmas party. Usually this is on the last week of work before you take your vacation or your break until the new year. And it's a chance for all your colleagues to get together, celebrate Christmas, maybe share some presents or gifts with each other as well. If you're in the UK, there is a special name for this party. It's called the Christmas do. A do is another word for a party or a get-together. So a Christmas do is like a leaving do. It's a party, a Christmas party. And so everyone here is wearing a funny little Christmas hat. They're kind of in the Christmas spirit. It may be held in your office, or they might book another venue, like a restaurant, to go and have your Christmas do. Is this a thing in the US as well?
Absolutely. The funny thing is we have some of these holiday parties. I think the reason they started calling it just holiday parties is so that they could technically have it even the end of November, early December, and just get them out of the way. Because I know that a lot of these work parties, parties with friends and things like that, they last all the way up to the middle of December before, it starts getting booked up really quickly, right? So these work holiday parties, I wouldn't say that you have to go to them, but it is a good opportunity to network and mingle. You usually bring your partner or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. So it's nice. It's a good time of year to kind of mingle with your boss, mingle with your colleagues that you might not get to spend time with, because we do stuff like happy hour, but the work holiday parties are really a big part of the end of the year.
Mm. Yeah, and there's usually a bit of alcohol involved. Usually the Christmas drink is champagne. You can see a little bottle of champagne at the bottom. A fun word for champagne is bubbles. You might have some bubbles, open some bubbles, and drink some bubbles at the Christmas do.
All right, so photo number 4, we're going to be decorating the Christmas tree. Now, along with decorating your house and putting up lights and putting up garland and things like that, decorating the Christmas tree is pretty special. Some people save this to a little bit closer to Christmas, especially if you want a real Christmas tree. But a lot of people will have I don't like the word fake Christmas tree, but they'll have a plastic Christmas tree that they put together every year. So you'll decorate it with ornaments, you'll decorate it with ribbon, you'll decorate it with beads and more ornaments that you've gotten from the year. It's kind of a special moment as well, because if you bring in the real Christmas tree, it has this wonderful smell, and you want to put all the lights on and make it perfect for the holiday season.
Yeah, it's definitely a family event. You might make an evening of it and set aside some time to decorate the tree. You can see baubles on this tree as well. And a very common type of decoration is tinsel. It's that shiny, glittery ribbon.
Yeah, exactly. Tiny, tiny pieces, long pieces of sparkling ribbon. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. Tinsel.
Right, like a sparkling rope that wraps around the tree. Okay, so here's the next part of Christmas. Now we're getting close to the day itself. These long socks are called stockings. And inside the stockings, you put little gifts. And these gifts are called stocking fillers. Obviously, they're a little bit smaller, like it's not an Xbox or something in there. It can be something smaller, even fruit, chocolate, candy, or little gifts like that. Usually each child or person in the family has their own stocking, and you hang it here above the fireplace if you have one, or the mantelpiece, which is often in the living room. Yeah, so stocking fillers are also the first thing that you'll open. When do you actually go into your stocking? Is it Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
It depends on the family, but I think Christmas Eve was kind of fun in my family, because on Christmas Eve, you got to open one present or you got to open your stocking. So it was kind of like, oh, do I open one present or do I open my whole stocking? So we call them stocking stuffers in the United States. And those are all the little tiny things. Actually, some funny things that we usually put in there would be candy canes. We actually sometimes put in lotto cards. So if you want to win like the lottery, you'll put in some little lotto cards. It's kind of fun to see if you win, and everybody gets a couple in there as a stocking stuffer. So I do quite like them because they are really cute. They're usually very festive. They're part of the decorations, but they're also holding presents as well. So that is kind of nice to take each one down. My stocking has my name engraved on the top. It's kind of sewn in at the top. So each new kid that my friends have, they get a new stocking and they get to hang it on the mantle as well. So photo number 6, this is Christmas morning. So Christmas Eve is the evening before Christmas, which is quite popular in the United States. Some families have Christmas Eve dinner, some people open a couple of presents, but it's still very special to wake up in the morning on Christmas morning and start opening up your presents. So we've got two kind of ways you can open your presents, or you can unwrap your presents. When you put your present together and you put that beautiful paper, we call it wrapping paper. So you can wrap it and then you can unwrap it. So you get to unwrap your presents, you get to open your gifts. Usually, what we kind of do Christmas morning is one person will open a gift, then the next person will open their gift, and then the next person. And then once mom and dad run out of gifts, it gets a little crazy. The kids just go a little crazy. But sometimes we save the biggest presents for last, which is kind of fun because you kind of work your way up to the biggest present that you've got.
Mm. Yeah, we mentioned this last week, but when you open the presents, you do presents.
Mm.
So maybe at 9 o'clock, we do presents. And that means open or unwrap the gifts. Maybe you want everybody to meet in the living room by the tree at the same time.
Come on, let's do presents. Let's do
presents.
presents.
Yeah, let's do presents.
I think of let's do presents as like the entire activity, giving them out, opening them up, getting excited about them. It's like the activity, the full activity from start to finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then when it is the 25th of December, that's also a day when you can say Merry Christmas. You come downstairs in the morning, say hello, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. It's sometimes the only day that we actually say it. Mm-hmm. Beforehand, you might say Happy Holidays or Have a nice Christmas. But on the 25th itself, then you have permission to say Merry Christmas, everyone. Okay, next picture. Maybe people's most favorite part of Christmas Day is the food. This is Christmas dinner. I call it Christmas dinner. And even though we eat this meal at 2 or 3 p.m., it's still called Christmas dinner. And it's very similar to the meal that British people like to eat on Sundays, called a Sunday roast. It has a lot of the same ingredients. And you can see a Christmas dinner on the left-hand side. There is turkey. That is the main meat. There's gravy on the turkey, and then lots of vegetables, mashed potatoes, roast potatoes. There's cabbage, carrots, cauliflower cheese. That little brown ball is called stuffing, which you may remember from our Thanksgiving episode. On top, there is something called a Yorkshire pudding, which you can have on Sundays usually, but you can also eat them on Christmas as well. We definitely do it in my family. So it's a big, filling, heavy, cozy, warm meal. You are absolutely stuffed after you eat your Christmas dinner. And there's one special thing I want to mention. There is that long red tube on the side. That is called a Christmas cracker. And this is a fun little thing that we like to do. If you sit down at the Christmas table, every person has a Christmas cracker next to their plate. The idea is that you pull one end and the person opposite you or next to you pulls the other end, and it actually goes bang or boom when you pull it open. And inside, there are some little treats. There's a paper crown that you can wear on your head. There's a joke on a piece of paper that's usually a really bad, silly joke. And sometimes there's actually a little gift. It can be a ring. It could be, I don't know, a mirror. It can be something kind of practical, like a screwdriver or nail clippers sometimes. And these are called Christmas crackers. And everybody should have one. You can buy them in boxes, sets of 6, 12 or more. And these are very, very common on British Christmas dinner tables. Do you have those in the US?
So we actually use these probably closer to New Year's, and we call them poppers, because they do make that popping sound. But no, it's not a tradition that all of us do. I mean, I know almost every British person just misses this about Christmas. If they live abroad or aren't living in the UK, they really love stuff like this. So my meal is on the right. Now, this is a pretty typical meal, and you might recognize it from the Thanksgiving meal that we had last month. And that's because it's almost identical. So we have a lot of the same treats, a lot of the same things that we like to eat. Very similar to Mark, we usually have a roast chicken or a roast turkey. So you get slices of the meat that you can cover in that brown sauce or white sauce called gravy. Then I think the other thing that we have in common is the mashed potatoes. Same thing, covered in
Mm.
gravy. Now, to the right, the green beans are pretty common to have. What's kind of missing on this plate might be sweet potatoes, some corn, a bread roll. Mark has his Yorkshire puddings, and we have a bread roll. And then, of course, that kind of it looks meaty to me, but at the bottom, it is the stuffing. And that's kind of a bread, and it's cooked inside of the turkey. So it's got all the juices from the turkey, and it's very salty and very delicious. Then, kind of up in the top part of the picture, we have cranberry sauce, which is a little sour, a little sweet, and it's nice to mix it with mashed potatoes, mix it with the turkey. Overall, not very different from the Thanksgiving meal that we have. So you get kind of two delicious meals 2 months in a row.
Nice.
So after you've had this really ridiculously big meal, it's also time to have some desserts. Now, the fun thing about the desserts and all these Christmas desserts is they're really fun to give as gifts all throughout the Christmas season. Things that taste like spices that have kind of this warm spices like cinnamon, ginger, and you kind of have caramel and melted chocolate. These are really popular flavors and they're really fun to give as usually small cookies, small desserts, and you can give them to friends. That's a very popular gift to give to friends. Maybe you don't know what to get them, so you just bake a big bunch of cookies or little pies and you give them out to your friends. Some of my favorite Christmas desserts would be apple crumble, something with caramel, gingerbread cookies, candy canes. Candy canes, the little
Mm.
hooked, they're minty, they taste like peppermint. Those are popular flavors as well.
Yeah, and on the left, you can see a very famous Christmas dessert. These are called mince pies.
Mm.
Mince is not actually meat or anything.
Mm-mm.
Mince is also like a fruit mixture. It's very sweet. It's full of sugar. It's often got little raisins or inside it as well. And it's a filling in a little pastry or a little pie. So these pies come in boxes of 6 or 12. They can be quite small, but absolutely full of this mint mixture, this nice fruity mixture. And yes, it's got some powdered sugar on top, so it's a lovely little sweet treat you can have at the end. So the next picture, now we're after Christmas. This is actually the day after. December 26th in England is called Boxing Day. And Boxing Day is also another national holiday, so people still don't go to work. A lot of places are still closed. And Boxing Day is like a second Christmas. You might not have time to see all of your family in one day. So some families see one part of the family on Christmas Day, and then the next day they go and see their other relatives. This is what I usually do. I spend Christmas Day with my close family, and then Boxing Day is for relatives, aunts, uncles, and cousins, and things like that. It also means you might get 2 Christmas dinners. If you have leftovers from Christmas Day, you can eat them again on Boxing Day to finish off the turkey and all the vegetables that you've made. It's also a big shopping holiday. Lots of department stores have big sales, and people will show up at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning to try and find bargains. So yeah, Boxing Day, it's also called St. Stephen's Day, but it's known as Boxing Day. This isn't a holiday in the US, is it?
No, actually, the only day that we have off is Christmas Day, but there are a lot of people who
Yeah.
spend Christmas Eve doing lots of special things, fun things. Like my family, Christmas Eve is actually bigger than Christmas Day. So it's like we have Christmas Eve, we go to sleep, and then we wake up and we have kind of a light lunch. Some people even have a big Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve. So in the United States, Christmas Eve is more popular the day before. And then in the UK, you celebrate Boxing Day on the 26th.
Okay.
So let's look at photo number 10. Okay, so between Christmas and New Year's, there's really nothing to do. You kind of lose track of time. You're eating leftovers. A lot of people are off work. They take some time off work. Maybe you're spending time with family and it is just time to relax. So we still usually keep our Christmas tree up, which means that we don't take it down. It's funny. I would say maybe the first week of January, we start taking stuff down, but that week is just relaxing. The candles are up, the lights are low, lots of fun Christmas movies are on TV. So you just sit and relax with the family.
Yes, TV is quite an important part of Christmas in the UK because there's lots of Christmas classics. In the UK, they will play the same movies every single Christmas day. Classic ones are like The Great Escape, Chicken Run, Wallace and Gromit. Those ones are always on TV. And there's also a special program on Christmas Day in the UK. It's now The King's Speech. It's about 15 minutes. And now it'll be King Charles will talk about the year and share some kind of inspiring message about the year ahead. Some families tune in for that. I think it's at 3 o'clock every Christmas Day. But a lot of Christmas in the UK revolves around TV because there are movies that people want to watch and there are some special programs that you only get to see once a year. So yeah, British Christmas kind of looks like this in the living room with the TV on and nice and cozy. Okay, so the final thing to say is Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for learning with us again, high-level listeners. Before you go, don't forget you can download the picture dictionary for this video, and it's a really good way to review the vocabulary, see the images again, and practice at your own pace. You can just click on the link down below.
If you enjoyed this lesson, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments if you learned any new vocabulary or what you like to do around Christmas time and the celebrations that you have at home.
Yes, all right. Well, we'll see you in the next lesson. Thank you very much for watching and happy holidays. Bye-bye.
Happy holidays.